Alright, welcome back to Feasible Productions, a Fummins build. So in this video, we got a few friends and family helping me out. We're gonna finish up the air dog. We are gonna do a valve lash. We are going to have a good time. I hope you have a good time watching this video. Let's begin the video.
And do you know exactly where this tranny sat before?
Yeah, one notch back. Right in there.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right here. What my dad and I are talking about right now is the drive lines and how to properly measure the drive line and properly tell whoever is working on your drive line how to extend one and how to shorten one. You got to have that measurement correctly. So if you look over here, at these pictures I've taken, right here is a picture of the back of the transmission off your four-wheel drive area. And if you look right here, I've got this mark right here. Right here is the center. You'll see this little red line going through it. So you want to take and measure from that center point right there all the way down to carrier bearing is sitting, and right there where those bolts go in, you want to measure to the center of that bolt and go ahead and give that measurement to your driveline technician. Now the four-wheel drive line, there is some guys who take, or there is one guy that I'd seen, and he just pulled the yoke out a little bit more, and I really don't like the idea of that, because then you don't have enough play in there and you could end up doing some damage. So I ended up going ahead and measuring from right here where I'm showing you on the front side of the four-wheel drive line, and going all the way over to where the U-bolts are, and I gave him that measurement, and I think that was like 2 inches more or something like that. So that's how you do it. Go ahead and continue the video.
That's it.
Now, I don't think you have to do this, but being an older sill, put a little lube on it.
You're not recording still, are you?
No.
Good.
Add a little life back to the I believe it wants to face that way.
Keep trying to cross it, Jake.
Have a conversation with it.
There it goes under. But see, look how low that is now, how high this is. Grabbing too much thread. Turn the, make sure your arrows are pointing right. There it goes.
How tight should you go?
Well,
Curiosity, this is...
no, that's not even close to big enough.
No, I just...
Oh, I see what you're trying to do.
Yeah, it does. It's for hot tub stuff.
Yeah, it's almost. Try just a little bit more. Good. I like it.
Okay. Put in, so there's one more thing we need to do is this needs to go in there.
Well, that's fine. But it don't have to go, well, goes this way, not this way.
Oh, I see the little arrow.
Well, let me show you why. Look in there.
Yeah, there's a little.
Now look at that.
Yeah.
So if your fuel's going in, it would run down that way. This is a breather. Sitting down is nice, but I can't get anything down. So if we have it go on to here and to here, that means we cut this here.
Well, don't we lose a little bit of the old shit so it gets a nice seal? Just a thought.
No, it's a nice seal anyway.
Okay.
And to here. But that way you know how far it has to go on to the pipe. Follow me?
Mm-hmm. Is it in one of those drawers? Yeah, right there. Now how's a blade in it though? Want me to put another one in it? Okay, so as you can see, we've got this all put on. Now we're just cutting this hose for this other little attachment to go in it. You're gonna have to push that hose clamp down further. Oh, it went. I thought that lip was gonna mess you up. If that's the same size as this, is it? Correct size?
Yeah.
Now I can finally be just a cameraman.
Now you can kiss my ass. I'm putting these downward so that if you need to adjust them, you can do it from underneath. If they're on top, you can't reach them. Follow me?
I follow you. I record you.
You know, there you go.
All right. All right, what do you want me to do?
Cut that. Where's the cutters?
Right here, I want to record it. All right, so now, if you don't have some cutters for the rubber tubing, rubber hose, you can use this. This is for cutting PVC pipe for sprinklers.
Cut it right there. It's a 6.
That's a 9.
Cut it at the 9 then. Cut it where it showed.
Look at that. Cuts it very nicely.
Now take the, heat it up.
I think it'll go on there without heating
Try
it up.
heating it up first.
See if I can get this over far enough. Yeah. Now, to help it out to go on because it's pretty tight. And it's cold outside. Taking a heat gun and heating it up a little bit. We did the same to get this fitting on because it was really tight. Might want to wear some gloves because it gets pretty hot.
Or just be smart enough not to, be smart enough not to burn your fingers.
yeah, that did need heating. Oh. And then right after it dries, it'll just cinch right down really tight. All right, so we pretty much got the air dog all put together. Now we just got to take and put the skid plate on. But I figured before I did that, I'd take and show you a little bit of the hoses, the way they run. Come on now, let me retake. Cut! Redo it.
Get out of there.
Alright, so we've got the air dog put on. Now we just got to put on the skid plate, but I figured I'd show you a little bit of the lines, the way they run, before I go ahead and cover up the fuel tank with the skid plate. So right down here is the sump, and it's right there. We got two lines coming out of it. Both those lines head up towards the air dog.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. Oh.
Yes, they do.
All right, so both those go up towards the air dog. Goes where?
It doesn't matter.
No, but where does it connect over here?
Okay. One is fuel in, and one is fuel return.
Okay, so one goes here in the back of it where it says fuel in, and one goes right there
Where it says fuel return.
where it says tank. So now we've got this other one that goes up towards the engine. That goes up towards your CP3 pump right there. Then we've got the other one right here, which is your return. It comes, if you take a look, we've got the extra, we had to downsize the hose right there down to that one. It comes back and it goes right into that other little chingadera that we took and drilled the hole down into. But I guess after watching another video, we really didn't need to do that hole. We could have done and chopped off one of these other ones and drilled the hole down through that. So since we didn't do that, we've got both of these capped off. And that's pretty much the air dog. Then if you take a look under here, you can see the way those hoses are run. Well, we took another hose and cut it down the center of it and put that on the frame so that it would not, so that the frame would not cut into the hose. We might have to take and put something else around this hose after we see how the skid plate looks. Talk to me, what are you doing?
Loosening nuts.
Loosening nuts. This is gonna be worse than we're out there watching over my back. What the fuck you're doing? Out there with a camera on his head.
How's that even work?
That guy.
This guy wants to learn how to do this.
You already know how.
No, I don't. Somewhat, I've watched, but watching it being done is a different thing. So you don't worry about finding top dead center. Just make sure.
Well, what I'm doing, because he just pulled
If you
these
make sure
on.
the other one's pushing down, then you know one's up.
So you watch your intake valve open, close right, intake, compression, combustion, exhaust. When the intake opens and closes, right after that.
All I'm doing right now is because when you tighten these down, they're just tight. So I'm just loosening the jam nuts.
Ah, yeah.
Told you it was 10 thousandths. Intake's 10, exhaust is 20.
20.
So those are called jam nuts.
Exhaust
Yeah.
is 20.
With the Allen.
That's right here. And the other, I'm making sure, because you just tighten it down, that they're not moved too far when you try to turn the motor over, that it's not keeping the valves open. I don't think this company over here being able to kiss a piston.
Little smiley faces?
care if they're overly loose.
You turn that music off?
What?
Silence?
Yes.
No. That's not an option.
No, it'll just mess with the whole YouTube attitude. You can't have background music. That's
He's got to add his own later.
no, it's copyright. Copyrights right there. Thank you. Sorry. I just want to talk and hear you guys clearly.
Now you know how I feel. I didn't even give the shit out of Dad.
I'm gonna make your ass bark.
Wow.
That's a good one, Jason.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. What are you doing, Mac?
That's a good one, Morty.
Come on, buddy.
You set this over there.
It's in or it's out.
We just want it on the table.
Yeah.
Come on, Mac.
So you are gonna
Only turn.
turn it just to.
To make sure that the valve train is in the right position.
Yeah.
Matt.
Move your ass.
So a little introduction. This is my buddy James over here. Wave at the camera, James.
Dustin.
Dustin.
James Dustin.
James Dustin.
Some people know me as Dustin. Some people know me as James.
And we've already introduced Papa Smurf. And over there's little brother Pooper. And over there's little brother Jeremy.
What up, Jay? Hello, YouTubes. Top dead center compression.
This adjustment that you have, is that hot or cold, by the way?
Cold. Yeah, anywhere from 6 to 15 on the one, and then 15 to 30 on the other. Cold, 60 degrees. That's give or take what it is in
It's all
here.
gonna go on the loose side.
Go on the what?
Loose side of that.
So what are we looking for right now?
So all I'm doing is watch my intake exhaust valve operate, open, close.
This one is which one? Intake or
So that one
exhaust?
That one is.
Where's the exhaust? The exhaust is on
Exhaust
this side.
intake.
Exhaust intake.
I'm just watch them operate and then roll past. So I know that the cam is not, lifter's not pushing up. Keep them open. So that I can.
Yeah, it should wiggle a little bit once you find it.
So this was the last one. As I was tightening that, I ended up breaking that one and had to put a new one on it.
So you over torqued it?
Yep.
It happens.
It was the last one I was doing, and
They're all tight.
oh, I didn't use the torque after that. I just went tight. What I felt.
You went by elbow pops.
Yeah.
I was afraid to snap
What was
another
the
one.
Intake one on the loose side.
It was 10. 10 on that. That was mid-range. So,
Okay, that's at 10.
yeah, 60 degrees. Intakes anywhere from 6 to 15, so,
Okay.
and then exhaust is anywhere from 15 to 30.
Is that helping you? That paper?
Well, I mean, it gives you the specs right there, so yeah, that's pretty
15 and
helpful.
30 on exhaust side.
Just,
We didn't know those numbers. We didn't
just asking if I had the right paper you needed.
Oh, well, is that the right paperwork for this motor?
Yeah, it is.
It says it's for a 5.9 diesel, we're
All
good.
right. Close enough.
And I'm the camera guy.
You can't see me, but you can hear me.
I am your conscience.
Okay. You're okay. Ready to go outside? Poor guy. You want to go outside, Mac? Jay, Mac's right below you.
Love you too, brother.
Well, it gives you a complimentary reach around.
Or vice versa.
Fill you up a little bit? Check this thing, Majig.
Jer, will you take that big old light over there, plug it in, and hand it to me? To the right of that toolbox. I'm about to look funny here in a moment. When don't you look funny?
Yeah. In a moment.
Some snips.
Wasn't that headlight I gave you?
Yep. Thank you. Right there and right above that, right there.
Can't call these dykes anymore, they're lesbians.
Politically correct. We joke about that at work. Gotta be careful now when you call your schools. Or no, side cuts.
So not too tight, not too loose.
Yeah, that's what she said.
What else did she say?
Just that.
Oh,
Just right.
you hand me the light?
Fucking wish I would.
How's that, buddy?
Right, you look funny. How long can you hold that pose? Jay, that's too close.
He loves it.
That's too close.
He loves that he can actually see now.
Now that the rain's gone.
I can see clear. The rain is gone. The snow is gone. It was snowing yesterday.
It was.
Okay, so you just snug that. Oh, I thought it was the top one that tightened it down.
Well, yeah, but I already moved this to get
Okay.
where I wanted. No more play, we can slide in a little bit of drag across it.
Yeah, a little bit of drag. You should let Jay feel that once you get one so he can get an idea of what the drag should be. It's
Oh,
not
I'm
just-
watching it.
It's not just a go, no go. You want a certain amount of friction.
And that, my friend, is how you take care of that.
Yeah.
You want to do one now?
Keep on going. I'll do the last one.
Stick it in, Jay.
That's what she said. Go on now. I'm the camera guy. What are you doing?
Tap out. Ball slap.
The my back pocket's for it.
Yeah, but.
Right.
Oh, there we go down in. Tear the engine apart.
You turn that heater off. Woo.
Hot up there?
Yeah.
It rises. Just like the fart.
But I learned by watching, and then my dad, because that's the way he was raised, knew how to fix a lot of stuff. GoPro, turn off.
Just knowledge.
Can I see your lighter? It's not recording.
Yeah, this is red lights on. Flashing. It's flashing.
Which one are you using?
It's awesome.
The one, both? You're using both?
One for intake, one for exhaust.
Really?
Yes, sir.
So one's different.
Yes.
Yeah. Different.
Okay.
You know, I work things, shops, getting my footwear, tire stores, heavy equipment, transport tire, big O's,
So intake is the 0.24.
exhaust.
Exhaust is the 0.2.4. And intake is 0.010.
I'm certified, master certified, remaster certified. And I've been Ford, Chevy to all of their special training and classes and diesels and hybrids and direct injection class. I've done it, but it's, before I was at that level, I worked 7 days a week. I'd go home. I'd go home, I worked at a shop 7 days a week. I'd go home and I would just look shit up. I'd see somebody who was working on something in the shop that I had never seen or knew that much about. I would go home and I would just read about it.
Figure it out.
Pull up the eventual, and I just read about it.
Do you read a lot of forum stuff too, like what other guys have gone through as far as issues or
On some diet stuff I will.
It's
I
helped. It's helped
hate
me.
those forum guys, and I hate the
Oh.
YouTuber guys that run
Uh-oh,
fucking channels about.
Edited.
Editing.
GoPro,
stop.
GoPro, stop recording.
It only knows my voice.
Oh, that's
GoPro, stop recording.
Alright, I'm just gonna pause it right here, and right now James and I are talking about the transmission filter. There's a part that I never recorded. That was my little brother when he showed up the night before Thanksgiving. And when he first showed up, first thing he did was went to work. He started pulling the transmission pan, changed all the fluid out, put a new filter in it. I ended up painting up the transmission pan and cleaned up all the bolts, and we put it back on in. Now I'll let James continue to talk about what to look for when you drop that transmission pan and you look at that filter. You want to make sure that when you look at that filter that there is no debris sitting on top of that. If so, you might have some transmission problems. I'll let James go ahead and continue talking about what to look for.
Okay, keep
So
on
if you
talking.
start having an issue and you pull the pan and you find that there's some metal, right? You're like, oh, you know, how bad is this? What's going on? You pop. So the filter's sitting like this, right?
Right.
And he pulls down. A lot of times what you'll do is in these little cavities, it'll trap that metal there.
Oh yeah.
So even if you pull it off, it's metal, it's going to kind of hang. You'll see some brass. And if there's brass or metal chunks kept up here, then you're definitely going to have some sort of internal issue going on. You know, this is from something else. This
I wonder if Mickey looked at that when he did it.
And he might have. The other is there's
Look in
nothing
between.
trapped. There's nothing trapped in there.
Yep.
You know, but that's what it would be able to pull up. It naturally will fall down. So if there's a brush washer or bushing that's starting to go out, which they're brass, it's going to be carried throughout the fluid, and it'll rest on here because it's
Okay.
going to be heavier in the fluid or
Makes
on the bottom
sense.
of the pan.
Makes sense.
So even if you have a little bit in the pan, you'll really get some stuck here because there's, you know, it's not flowing across this or sitting submerged completely in this. This down here is. So that's why I
Gotcha.
just wanted to see if there was anything left over, and there's not. So
GoPro, stop recording.
Alright, I'd just like to say thank you to my dad who helped me put this air dog on. I couldn't have done it without you. I'd like to say thank you for James helping me out, understanding the valve lash a little bit more. I'd like to say thank you for my little brother helping me out. I'd really just like to say thank you to everyone who helped make this video happen. There's someone you never even seen helping me, and that's James' wife Carly. She helped me out with recording a little bit of the video of putting the cab on. You'll see that in the next episode. So just to everyone that helped me, if I forgot someone, thank you. I just want to say thank you. Alright, have a good night.
Jack.